That's when we say second half. But that being said, Pacers last year, that was one of the best stories in sports last season. They were sort of a surprise out of nowhere, if you will. Are we looking at any teams this year, like maybe starting to play with the idea that we'll have one of those again this season? Lewis?
Cleveland.
I'm thinking.
Stop with what is going on with you in Cleveland?
Well, I'm not going to look at the standings and be like Minnesota. I think Minnesota could make a real run.
Cleveland is now favored to come out of the East, though it doesn't feel like that would be an out of nowhere.
Yeah, you're right. I changed my mind. Minnesota.
Thank you.
I think Minnesota's dangerous. I think Minnesota can defend. They're a really good team. They're tested playing in the Western Conference all year long. Anthony Edwards has been outrageous. Julius Randle, we haven't even talked about him a lot
at all.
He's having a hell of a year. He could have been an all-star, averaging 22 and 7 and 6. So he's been consistent. They have size. They have depth. They add AO at the deadline too, which I think helps them and their overall just kind of what they're building. Chris Finch is a great coach. I think if I had to pick one team, not the favorite in the Eastern Conference, it's going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves.
It's just it's a glitch.
I like Minnesota.
You do?
I like Minnesota. Okay. I got one for you. I like the Sixers.
I was gonna say, okay.
Give me the Sixers. I think the Sixers are poised for a great run in this second half of the season. Look, say what you want. Paul George is gonna come back well rested. He's gonna come back well rested and ready to go. He's gonna have fresh legs. He's gonna be ready to play. VJ just came out of the All-Star break with some new experiences. He's gonna have more confidence. The way Tyrese Maxey was playing in the All-Star game, that's going to be confident. And we got to talk about the big fella. We got to talk about Joel. He's been available. He's been hooping. All of these things are because to get him to the playoffs, to get him in a position where he can be available for great and deep playoff runs. I think that's the team that's going to be poised to make some noise in the East. So sleeper picks, give me Philly in the East. If it got to come out of the West, I like Minnesota as well with Chandler. Teams that are right there in that 5 or 6 spot that we're kind of overlooking but got enough to compete at a high level, those are going to be the 2 teams for me. But if I'm picking one, Philly for sure, out of everybody.
That would be shocking. That would be shocking. So yeah, I could see that. Okay. All right. Bucks. Look, Giannis has been on some weird ass press tour that I will not be able to understand anytime soon. That being said, 23.
I still don't understand it.
I don't know what he's doing, but they're 12th in the East. Tanking has been a really big conversation at the end of All-Star weekend into like today. What do you think, Chandler? Just keep trying, or I hate to say it, but tank.
I know, and I hate tanking, and I'm so glad that these teams are getting fined and even more consequences possibly to come. But they have no shot. They're not a playoff team. They're probably not even a play-in team, which is crazy to say about a roster that has Giannis Antetokounmpo on that team. And it's a shame. And I thought they also were a team that had high expectations, but like if the Thunder are elite statistically, this team is one of the worst statistical teams. They are bottom 5 in all of the stats that matter. They can't score, they can't defend, they can't rebound. They are the worst free throw shooting team, which a lot of that goes on Giannis, but they're dreadful. And I hate to see it because they have a lot of players that other teams would love. Like a lot of teams would love Bobby Portis on their team, and they go and add a Cam Thomas. Made no sense to me. I don't know why he wouldn't just go to like a contender and be a bucket off the bench. Now you're going to go to the Bucks and almost make them win some games when he goes and has 30, 40 points and has big games like he did in Orlando a couple weeks ago and help them win. They're just kind of in no man's land. Like it's I don't want to say tank because again, that's also not right, but they shouldn't win. And I think they should just continue doing what they're doing. And anytime you have Giannis on the floor, you have a chance, but this has been a very disappointing season. The only bright spot all year has been Ryan Rollins, so I think they found their point guard moving forward. But outside of that, the Kuzmas, the Bobby Portis, the Kevin Porter, those guys are all trade assets, and I think there's going to be a huge turnover in Milwaukee.
I say make a push. Make a push only because as this team as we know it, we're not going to see this group again after this season. How they're built now with the pieces that they have and having the identity, this is going to be their last hurrah. So with that being said, make a push. Now, I don't think making a push is realistic for them. I think they're a team that's more likely to tank and look to the future. Like I don't think they get past Atlanta to get in the play-in. I don't think they get past a Miami. I don't think they get past a Charlotte. I don't think they get past a Chicago to put themselves in a conversation of possibly making a play-in and getting that last playoff spot. I don't think they override any of those teams. I don't think they outcompete any of those groups. So for that reason, it's logical for them to tank and try to figure out what they got to move forward for the future. But if I'm looking around the locker room and I care about the guys to my left and my right, and I want to compete with this group as it stands one last time, you got to make a push. That's the only reason I'm saying that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I like that. This over the weekend, or I guess the last few days, I'm confused. I keep thinking it's Monday. Dave McMenamin reporting the Lakers would actually welcome LeBron back for another season. Interesting. You know, we've had all these weird reports come out, the relationship between he and Jeannie Buss. I think most of us have sort of resigned to the idea that he won't be in Los Angeles next season. Lou, what'd you make of this reporting?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be open to it, and I also think, you know, the Lakers understand that will probably be his last season. That's what a lot of the signs point to, and so for that, if he's going to be celebrated, if it's going to be a farewell tour, and there's going to be a lot of attention around it, I think the Los Angeles Lakers would like that attention. I think they would want that to be a part of their legacy moving forward, and also based on the stats, he's still giving you valuable minutes where he can help you win basketball games. Until that changes, I think one of the teams that he can help do that is going to be the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, all signs do point to him returning to Cleveland, and that'll be a feel-good story. And also, that's somewhere where they still can have an opportunity to compete for a championship. They feel like with the group that they would have out in Ohio. I still like that as well. But if the Lakers are open to bringing him back, I think this wins. But we also know that LeBron James is always in control of his destiny and how things go. He has the no trade clause, so they couldn't trade him. And he has an opportunity to walk away as a free agent in this summer. So it's going to go his way. And I think the Lakers are going to be on the short list of teams that he would consider, you know, based on Bronny still being there, based on that being, you know, somewhere that he's called home for the last, you know, 7 or 8 seasons. I think they're still in the conversation and still in LeBron James for another year.
Yeah, and I think most importantly, like Lou said, he's still really good. The guy, I don't care how, I don't look at 41 years old. I look at 33 minutes a game and 22, 7, and 6. Like, this guy is still an elite basketball player. And yes, he's missed some time. He's missed some games. That's natural with where he's at in his career. But the writing's on the wall to me to Cleveland. And you see there that Wendy, who's always been his boy, 99% likelihood of LeBron returning to Cleveland if he accepts pay cut and he joins that team that could be a real contender. By the way, they did just trade their starting small forward, DeAndre Hunter, and made room for a big athletic wing like LeBron James. And you go and add a James Harden. I think that is attractive to LeBron. I think he's more likely to win a championship with that roster in Cleveland than this current roster in LA. So I just,
you feel like that's based on the conference?
Based on the conference, just based on that roster. Like, I think Cleveland's a better team than the Lakers. I really do. So, like, if you can join that team, and obviously the Lakers would make moves, they would fill that hole with other players as well. So they're going to make some subs in there too. But if it's his last year, for sure, Cleveland just makes sense. It's where it started. Let it in there.
It's like a movie. It's almost too movie.
Let them win a championship too.
Stop. Just settle down. I really need you to settle down. You're like,
that would be a hell of a story though if LeBron goes back to Cleveland and.
It's just not happening. By the way, we now know that while he was getting all better with the sciatic nerve, that he gave up wine and chocolate chip cookies, y'all. I'm not a big chocolate chip cookie person, but I don't know. Any vices that you two would have to give up to make amends with the injury gods?
Not that I can talk about on here, but
okay,
cookies and wine, those are tough too to shake. I'll say that.
I don't think every chocolate chip cookie is a good cookie. I got to be honest. I mean, I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but they're not.
But the goods are great.
It's pretty bad ones.
Like ice cream is tough. Like coffee for me would be a killer. Like there's a bunch of stuff.
No, I don't have that vice. Oh, you know what? Peach gummies. I should give that up. Jeez, I'm eating a bag a day.
Give up nothing. My body ran off 87 my whole career, so I didn't give up nothing. I was blessed in that area. I was able to eat whatever I wanted to eat.
Lou, you're acting
But
like
I
you don't
wasn't
have
no LeBron
vices.
James either, so that's that.
Sleep, like sleep. I need sleep, or else, you know what I mean. Like if I would actually sleep early, I would be a completely different person.
Sleep.
I didn't fall in love with sleep until I retired. So that was considered a luxury.
Weird. One day we're gonna have a whole hour. We don't even have a rundown. We're just gonna have a conversation.
I have to agree with you, Beadle. I'm different. What do you mean you say?
I'm built different. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. On the other side, Rich Paul's talking about best player currently. We'll get to that next. Run it up, the running back.